The foundation. Control yourself, not others. Epictetus said it simply. Some things are up to us, and some are not. We can't control how others treat us. We can't control what they say behind our backs. We can't control if they love us back, forgive us, or stay. What we can control is how we respond. When someone disrespects you, your peace is not taken, it's surrendered. The Stoic doesn't aim to control people or demand loyalty. The Stoic aims to remain undisturbed, rooted in character and virtue. In every relationship, the only constant is you. Your patience, your words, your reactions, your choices, and that is enough. This realization shifts the weight of emotional responsibility. Instead of blaming others for our discomfort, we look inward. Practice this daily. When emotions rise, stop and ask, what can I control right now? Is it the situation, or just my reaction to it? And choose accordingly. Peace is a practice, not a product. Why expectations ruin relationships? Expectations are premeditated disappointments. We often expect people to act according to our unwritten rules, rules they never agreed to. We want loyalty, but forget that loyalty cannot be forced. We want respect, but don't give it freely. We want love, but attach it to conditions. The moment we assume someone should do something, we begin to suffer when they don't. The Stoics teach us to drop the illusion that others must act a certain way. Instead, they ask us to accept people as they are, not as we wish they would be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Apply that to relationships, and peace becomes possible. Because when you expect nothing, everything becomes a gift. This is not about lowering standards, but elevating your emotional independence. To internalize this, think of the last time you were disappointed. Ask yourself, did they really break a promise, or did they just fail to meet your unspoken expectation? This awareness alone can transform the way you relate to people. Over time, you'll see a change, not in others, but in yourself. Less resentment, more gratitude, less frustration, more clarity. Love without possession. Love to the Stoic is not about possession, it's about presence. True love, in the Stoic sense, is unconditional. It flows from who you are, not what you get in return. It's not about controlling or owning someone, but about respecting their freedom while honoring your own. Seneca once wrote, "He who is brave is free." Freedom is the essence of healthy connection. When we stop clinging and start accepting, our love becomes lighter, more sustainable. You can love someone without needing them to fulfill all your needs. You can care deeply and still walk away if the relationship turns toxic. That's not indifference, it's wisdom. Imagine love not as a chain, but as open hands. You hold, you cherish, but you never trap. You support without suffocating. You nurture without expecting a return on investment. When both people approach love with this mindset, the relationship becomes a sanctuary, not a battlefield. Conflicts decrease, understanding grows, and peace, the ultimate Stoic aim, becomes the foundation. Practice it. Catch yourself when you say, "they should." Replace it with, "I choose to love anyway." Not blindly, but bravely. Dealing with difficult people the Stoic way. Every relationship will test you. Some people trigger your worst instincts, anger, jealousy, pride. But Stoicism gives you a choice: react blindly or respond wisely. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." He's not being cynical, he's being realistic. By expecting the worst in others, not to judge but to prepare, we keep our peace. Remember, The behavior of others says more about them than it does about you. You're not responsible for their character. You're only responsible for your own. So stay calm. Respond with reason. Walk away if you must, but never let someone else's chaos destroy your inner peace. This doesn't mean you tolerate abuse. It means you choose your energy. You decide when to engage and when to detach, and in that space, you preserve your dignity. The Stoics practice this by journaling their thoughts, reviewing their day, and constantly asking, "Was I the master of myself today?" Use this tool. Reflect each night. Improve a little each day. Boundaries are Stoic, not selfish. Boundaries are not walls. They're doors with locks. They don't shut people out. They protect what's sacred within. The Stoics were firm believers in self-respect. They didn't believe in tolerating abuse or pretending to be unaffected by injustice. But they also believed that our response to mistreatment should be guided by wisdom, not revenge. Epictetus said, "It is not things that upset us, but our judgment about things. If someone crosses a line, set a boundary. Not with anger, but with clarity. You don't have to shout. You don't have to prove anything. Just act in accordance with your values. Let your calm be louder than your chaos." A firm no is often more powerful than a loud argument. A calm departure is stronger than a dramatic exit. Think of boundaries as your daily Stoic armor. They protect your energy, your focus, your peace. Without them, you leak yourself into situations that drain you. Write your boundaries, speak them, hold them, and when someone disrespects them, let your silence or distance speak. How to build relationships that last. So, how do we build relationships that actually endure? It starts with values, not chemistry, not attraction, but shared values. Choose people who value peace, patience, truth, and growth. People who take responsibility for their own minds and emotions, just like you do. In every conversation, bring virtue. In every conflict, bring reason. In every act of love, bring freedom, not demand. Relationships that last aren't perfect. They're not always easy, but they're built on mutual respect and a commitment to grow, not control. This means growing together, reading together, listening without defensiveness, speaking without blame, fighting fairly, apologizing quickly, forgiving deeply. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. In relationships, be that good person. Be the peace in the storm. Be the anchor, not the wave. Spend less time fixing others and more time improving yourself, because the best way to influence someone is to be the example, not the critic." Practicing Stoicism in everyday relationships. True mastery of Stoicism in relationships isn't about big dramatic gestures. It's about the daily practice of presence and virtue. In small disagreements, pause. Ask, is this worth my peace? Is my ego leading or my values? Most of the time, what seems urgent in the moment is irrelevant in the grand scheme. Use your breath as your anchor. Use your reason as your compass. And most of all, keep coming back to love, not as attachment or desire, but as a calm appreciation of the people in your life as they are. When your partner forgets something, forgive. When a friend disappoints you, understand. When a colleague frustrates you, listen. Not for their sake, but for yours. Because peace is the prize, and it is always within your control. Carry a daily mantra. I will not let the noise of others disturb the quiet within me. Let this guide you in texts, calls, meetings, dinners, arguments, and silences. Let Stoic love be your quiet power. Final reflection. Be the example. The world doesn't need more noise, more demands, or more control. It needs more examples. Be the one who listens instead of yelling. Be the one who leaves space instead of rushing in to fix. Be the one who can walk away without hate. Be the one who can love without fear. Let your relationships be sacred. Let them be a practice of philosophy, not perfection. Let them be a mirror that reflects not the flaws of others, but the growth within yourself. As Epictetus said, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. If you want peace in your relationships, be peaceful. If you want love, be loving. If you want respect, respect yourself and others. That's the Stoic way, and it leads not just to better relationships, but to a better life. Practice, reflect, adjust, repeat, and let each relationship be your training ground, not for controlling others, but for mastering yourself.